G'day, mate. Welcome to Friday Facts 327. And we're doing things a little bit backward this time. We're starting at the bottom, working our way to the top. So I've got a backward mojo with me. Hey, mate.
How you doing?
Good. The place is no longer on fire. I'm not dying. It's much better than last week. It's still hot, but yeah.
Oh, yes. It's hot here and it's humid and it's horrible.
Yeah. But it's not as bad as it was last week. That's the important thing. So,
The smoke's died down. For me, too. You
I
can see the sun again?
I can see blue, which is like I can't remember the last time I saw blue sky. It was either overcast or thick with smoke, or they've been really the only two options.
Shades of yellow and orange as well.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to see blue again.
It's been an interesting December. But yeah, Friday Facts 327. We're going backwards this time. So first off, we're going to start with 2 million sales, and this is of course by Clonin. Long story short, they did 1 million total copies of Factorio sold back in May of 2017. All the way back in Friday Facts 192. And they've just hit 2 million copies, a year and a half later?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is, I don't know, for a small indie development company, it's massive. And I'm actually surprised 2 million sales came up so quickly. Because it's been
out since 2013. So 2013 to 2017 to sell the first million, and then 2017 to 2019 to sell the second million.
Yeah, it's exponential growth. It's great. But yeah, they're doing really well for themselves, and we'll get to it a little bit later. I've got multiple tabs open about the Friday Facts, but I think a lot of it comes down to the way they're building their game and the way their development house works. But yeah, what I actually did was he looked at the proportion of sales and where they come from in their distribution channels. And as everybody could assume, Steam accounts for the majority of all copies sold. And yeah, 6.2% is before they launched onto Steam, 1.7% after they launched on Steam, 90% of it is from Steam, and the last 1.8% is other. The only other place I can think of is like walking into Woob's offices and physically giving them $30 US, but I don't think that'll get you a copy. Or Humble Bundle.
Or one of those other third-party sites, yeah, like
Humble's
Green Man Games.
I don't know if Green Man sells Factorio.
Oh, what's that other one where they say, which was you're better off pirating them from getting from this store? I forgot the name.
Yeah, that one. I know the one.
Write it in the comments below.
Yeah. Not Green Man Games. No, it's not going to come to me. It's like EA. It's two letters, and they're a European company from memory.
GA?
GA? Maybe? Yeah, GA. Sort of like EA. Again, avoid them too. Personal thoughts, personal opinions.
Focus.
I'm looking for Factorio and Green Man Games, and it's not there. Okay, so yeah, a lot of their sales come from Steam. Big surprise. On top of that, what Clonin found interesting is they had a lot more sales on their site before they launched on Steam. Either Steam is cannibalizing their website sales, or just everybody wanted to buy it on the site, or he did so before launching on Steam. Another data point for speculating on is 81.3% of people who purchased the game on their website redeemed and activated for their Steam key. So factoring that in, it means 96.7% of all players own the game on Steam, which is probably easier for them when it comes to updating that sort of stuff, even though they do.
Oh, yeah. Well, I immediately redeemed mine on Steam when I could.
I bought it on Steam. I didn't know that they sold it direct on their webpage. Probably something they should put in a big bold letters right at the top. And personal opinion, as we all know, Steam takes 30% of the $30 cut. Well, 30% of the $30 as their cut. Maybe they should offer a discount of like $29, $28 and just drop the price just a little bit.
Maybe.
I don't know. I have a feeling Steam would probably complain about that.
Very likely. It's probably part of their subscriber service.
Yeah. But it's a thought. Like I said, I didn't know that Woob sold the game directly on their webpage. So I'd already bought it and I'd been playing it for hundreds and hundreds of hours, and then wandered over here and found out that they sold it, and they used the Humble Bundle cart basically to actually do the sale. So
See, when I bought it, it wasn't on Steam. Didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
And I think
Mojo's
we were
old.
actually talking about it before. The only reason to buy it on the website before launch and immediately after launch on Steam was for the founder packs. So there used to be 3 tiers on their website, where there was the basic key, then the mid tier, and then the name in game tier.
Go back 3 steps. Factorio was originally funded on Indiegogo, like Kickstarter, and you had different tiers you could buy at that get extra perks. And of course, Mojo's super old school, so he bought one of the packs that
No, I didn't buy the Indiegogo packs.
No, but you bought it directly from the webpage.
Yeah,
which
so
got
those
you one of these
Indiegogo
perks.
packs, those Indiegogo perklet tiers became these tiers.
Yeah. So you have access to 3 high-res digital wallpapers and a challenge scenario pack, and that's it, correct?
Yes. So I spent $80 to get some scenarios, which they bundled with the Steam release, and some wallpapers, which I never got.
Yeah, and he just went looking for it, and it turns out he can't access them because they're not on the website anymore.
Yeah, they're all gone.
This is Mojo's official complaint into Woob. Can he have his high resolution wallpapers back, please? Which I actually looked up the stats, and they're over 1080p, but I think it's 1050. I can't remember.
If you just Google Factorio wallpapers, I'm pretty sure you can find them.
Yeah, we were just looking
like
at
those
early
ones,
Friday
like,
Facts.
Yeah, if the ones you see just like Google Images, I'm pretty sure those are. No, I always wanted the name in game, but it was like $160, $170 at the time.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Yeah,
It's
the conversion
not
to
cheap.
euros was not great. It was like 47 or something.
Oh, there we go. There's the resolution. It is the top one is 1680 by 1050. Yeah. It was high quality back in 2015. They didn't make monitors that big, and your video cards couldn't do that many pixels. Yeah. How things change. Okay, so that's the first.
I have questions about that statement. Questions about the validity of that statement.
It's written right there in the Friday Facts.
The validity that in 2012, 2013, that 1680 by 1080 was a standard resolution. That's more like a 2006 resolution.
Well, this is from 2015. No, hang on. 2013, a post by Thomas, the Perks Part 1. For instance, if your resolution is 1280 by 800, you can use the 1680 by 1050, which has the same
yeah, because it's the same
ratio.
aspect ratio.
Yeah. So that's as high as their wallpapers go. I assume going from what was written in our Friday Facts from 2013. Anyway, on to the modern Friday Facts. So the next one is the local maximum, the tutorial swaps by Covrex. So Covrex has had some time away. He's been out playing WoW Classic.
Yeah, so he's had a few months break from developing the game just to play some WoW.
Yeah, and I look, he's CEO of the company, so I guess he's in the unique position where he can just say, look, I'm going to be in the office playing games. I'm here to do like anything that needs to go through me, but apart from that, I don't want to know about it. I don't want to code shit. I don't want to deal with shit. You guys sort it out for yourself. Which is, I guess, one of those perks when you're the boss's boss's boss. You can show up to work every day and not work. But yeah, one of the things he's sort of... It let him take a step back, and I think that's really, really, really important when you've been working on the same project for... How many years are we up to? 5, 6, 7,
8,
years,
9,
8
10.
years? Yeah. A while. And he mentions a couple of videos here, a couple of YouTube videos, and I've actually gone and watched every single one of these before doing the Friday Facts. I really, really recommend the Decline of Gaming video. it speaks such truths as somebody who's been playing games for 30 years. And they sort of worked out that there was a small problem with their tutorial. That I don't know, they forced people into how to automate because they didn't want people to think and look at it like Minecraft, where, you know, you harvest some resources and then you handcraft everything. There is no automation. So they really wanted people to, you know, understand that really the game is about automation and get you over that first hump of actually starting the automation process. The problem is, they were forcing people into it rather than letting people discover that rather than having to stand around for 20 minutes and craft gears to do this, you could just automate it, and then next time you pass by the box, there happens to be some gears in there waiting for you. So yeah, he covers the importance of progression, and how every single time you unlock a new technology, you start you start doing something new, that you can start automating something that you were doing manually before. You appreciate the upgrade, and I think that's what it really comes down with Factorio. That every single step through the game, you automate things that you were doing manually, maybe 5 minutes ago, maybe 10 minutes ago, and you get those progression bumps, I guess, in how the game evolves and reacts underneath you, right? So yeah, in the tutorial, they'd force players to use assembly machines within the first 5 minutes of the game to really, really teach you, hey, this is how you automate. And so, long story short, they're not tweaking the new tutorials that we've all spent a little bit of time playing with and experimenting with, because they were fundamentally, the way they were built was wrong. So he was lucky that he wasn't the only one feeling the same way. So he had to do a very hard thing, telling people who have worked on it for the last couple of months, who they've got 3 people, from memory, working on nothing but the tutorial.
I think it's the same people who did the NPE.
Yes, it is the same people. But yeah, they're scrapping the whole tutorial and they're going to start again. Well, it's up for debate. A lot of people have indicated and I've read in Discord, I've read on the forums and in Reddit, that they've seemed to have read this and seem to have had the takeaway that they're going to start the tutorial process again, leaning back towards what they had originally with the original tutorials. But it actually says right here that they're just going to use the original tutorials, which were less polished with a lower production value. I'm hoping they put some time and effort into it. I hope they update them, they upgrade them, they give it.
I think they'll update them and just improve them a little bit, because there was a lot of exploits you could do on those maps.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so they're going to tweak a couple of things with the old tutorials, but it looks like the old tutorials are here to stay. Which I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Having said that, they could do the same things in the new tutorial, and they do have the map expansion thing, so they don't need to reload a new map. You can actually immediately progress on from there.
Yeah, so they have added features that are useful for the old tutorials, so we could just go from section A to section B to section C, rather than you having to go, okay, I've finished that tutorial, let's load up the next tutorial and go on from there, which was a little bit clunky, I guess is probably the best word for it.
Yeah. Because they could all seamlessly be integrated in one map.
Yeah, which is going to be a big difference, a big change, much more welcoming, and yeah, again, just a bit of a polish. I'm wondering if they're going to keep Compatron, because
I imagine so.
He's a little bit annoying, but he could be helpful as long as you don't surround him with boxes on a cliff. Yeah, old joke from Old Friday Facts. Mojo surrounded him with a cliff, and he sort of turned into a maniac who killed everything, including Mojo.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then ran off the map.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he just took off, just left.
Good way to get rid of Compatron. So yeah, they're swapping out the tutorials, and I don't know how I feel about this. I think the old tutorials had merits, the new tutorials had merits. I'm thinking maybe a full rebuild from the ground up, really looking at looking at how to make a tutorial that works. And look, invite random people into the office every week. Get in 5 people every week just off the street. I'll pay you $10 to come sit down on a computer and play a game for an hour. And have 5 random people every week play through the tutorials whilst the devs stand over their shoulders, running OBS, watching what they're doing, and see what comes out of it. Because, again, going back to these videos that I watched, like, good game design is probably much easier to do than having a good tutorial system that teaches people how the game works. There's been lots of really good games I've played where the tutorials just stunk and it made the learning curve so steep and so hard. But then other games I've played where the tutorial has been the best part of the game, unfortunately. So, yeah.
Yeah, tutorials are hard. They really are.
They really are, and that's why my thought of, like, just invite 5 random people off the street every week. Put that in the paper. Invite in different people. All they're going to do is have some sort of knowledge of how a computer works and how games work, and sit them down in 5 chairs. Have them play whatever point of the tutorial you're up to, and just see how they react to it. Have them answer some questions about, what did you think? What part was easy? Where'd you get stuck? And I think that would it would let the devs learn, because obviously they're developers. They're there to write a game.
That's what beta testing is.
Yeah, they're there to write a game and write code and all that sort of stuff. They're not more of a sort of like a psychologist, right? Which is sort of like a lot of the big dev houses get in council workers.
Council workers.
Yeah. Yep. Counselors, psychologists, these sorts of people in to go through and do like the GUI elements and how does the game react to
human
to the
factors,
person.
that is.
Yeah, the human factor. All right.
Human factors.
Yes. Mojo's right. I'm wrong, as always.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not a word you hear very. It's not a term you hear very often.
No, it's
when people
really
talk
not.
about human factors, then it's serious.
Yeah. So then we have the last part of the Friday Facts, which is, well, it's about their 2020 vision, which features a engineer flying a rocket. And I gotta say, it's
a picture that keeps on giving.
It really is. It really is. So 2020 is going to be quite an exciting year for Woob. They have their number 1.0 release date set for the 25th September. There's a lot of prep to do. No doubt.
The 1.0 launch.
Well, that's the 1.0 launch, which, again, going through these videos, like, there's lots of big AAA companies now who have a launch date, and they launch on the launch date, but nothing works. Ever.
Of course.
Ever. We could take Fallout 76.
That's just shooting fish in a barrel.
It really is, but it's not the only one. Like, I'm thinking of, like, the few AAA titles I've bought in the last 10 years, and it's like, I didn't bother with Fallout. I haven't played Fallout since, I think, number 2, because it just started going downhill from there. But I did buy Diablo 3, and it didn't work on day 1 at all. It just, everything broke.
Anything that had the required server access didn't work on day 1. Like SimCity, the new one, 2013, didn't work when it launched.
It broke entirely for like the first week from memory.
It was unplayable for the first week, or barely playable for the first week, and it was incredibly unstable for the first month.
Yeah, and another one that comes to mind is GTA 5. Like, GTA 5, I didn't play it online at all for like the first 3 months.
A more recent one, speaking of GTA 5, is Red Dead 2, where people couldn't actually launch the game.
Couldn't launch the game at all. It just exploded. Even the launcher just trying to open the launcher to boot the game exploded. That's a quality of poop you just don't see nowadays. Although, unfortunately, we're seeing it more and more often. So, yeah. Look,
can we just take a minute to appreciate the iron pickaxe that's flying away from the Rocket Man? It looks like he let go of it. Either that or he's telekinesing it, and willing it, using the Force to will it into his hand.
Is it going away or coming back?
There's no way of telling. Just funny to see it there. Does it mean return of the steel axe?
Well, it's an iron axe, not the steel axe. Like, the Factorio comes with an iron axe by default. It doesn't even get upgraded to steel nowadays after you do the research.
Well, you got the iron axe, and then you got a bent piece of steel and there's some gears and I think that's a bit of copper wire. So you could do something with all that.
Yeah, and the tire in the background.
Or tire or gear?
Oh, I think the one above the hand is definitely a tire. It looks black.
Looks like a gear to me.
It looks black.
Yeah, Space is pretty black.
Yeah. I don't know.
I just like how there's a biter clawing to the bottom of the boosters. It's somehow amazing to survive.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure there's a second one actually in the top.
Yeah,
there's a silhouette of one.
Not sure what's in the top left. It could be a biter. It could be. I don't know.
Could be a spider on your screen.
No. They were all sprayed off before I started the recording.
Oh, you had one nest inside your monitor again.
No, actually inside the car, but that's besides the point. Yeah, okay, so they got 1.0 coming out. This is funny. So we've got the lovely as is almost tradition, Albert has prepared a commemorative poster wallpaper to celebrate the last Friday Facts of the year, because this is the last Friday Facts of the year. Funnily enough, I went and looked back past the last 3 Friday Facts and found out that they only did one the year before, which is the engineer and the biter sharing a science bottle with the nuke going off the background. I was like, is there more that I missed? No, there isn't.
No, you didn't miss anything.
But yeah, look, I love the new wallpaper. I'm sort of curious why they put 1.0 down the bottom right-hand corner, because it's not... 1.0 is obviously not out.
It's for 1.0 in September 25th.
It's not
out. Of 2020.
It's not out anytime soon.
September 25th.
Yeah. I just expected, to release, this and then maybe an updated one closer to the release of 1.0, and I don't know. I'm just not sure why the 1.0 is down there. But yeah, another high-quality wallpaper that you can definitely go download and put over all your screens.
And definitely not exclusive to Furnace Attendants.
Yes.
Such a useless tier.
Yes. Yeah, go look up Factorio and the Indiegogo that it originally launched with. And do I still have it? Yeah, I still have it. The top tier for Australia was $160 Australian.
Yeah, and that became the top tier on their website to purchase.
Look, I have to say, with the amount of hours I've put into Factorio, I would definitely still have got my money's worth. But yeah, I can only think of maybe one other game I've funded at that sort of level before. They're few and far in between.
Yeah, I can't think of a game where I've actually funded a name in game. Or actually spent that much on.
I've done a few naming games, but they've been at cheaper tiers. Much cheaper tiers. I've got my name in Universe Sim, but I think that was a $40 tier, maybe? I think I've got...
It's nice to have the money to throw at those high tiers. Well, 40 isn't so bad, but 100,
40's not,
it was like 160 or 180 at the time.
Yeah, 160 is a little bit high. And I think I've got my name in Castle Story as well, which unfortunately I funded, and then the final game was nothing like what was promised. So yeah,
that's also why I never normally kickstart it back again.
Well, again, I reread the Indiegogo before starting this recording to do this Friday Facts, and there are certain things mentioned in the Indiegogo game, Indiegogo description, like hidden ores. Once you've mined the whole surface of the planet, which you'll never ever do for the record, ever, you can then go find true treasures hidden deep underground.
It's a whole other layer that was scrapped.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. Yeah. Along with windmills, I read.
Oh, yeah, because they don't really do anything.
Yep, but they were in the original proposal, so there you go. Anyway, I think that's it for the Friday Facts. That's the last one for 2019. Next one will be 2020. We'll see what comes in the new year. Hopefully 18, right?
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully very soon. It'll probably be like end of January.
End of January at the earliest. Yeah, I figure everybody's going to have a little bit of a break. You know, Kovarex has had a break for several months. He's gone and played WoW. It's now Christmas holidays. He's now going to have another break. Maybe he can get stuck into another game in the meantime, and then hopefully.
Oh yeah, if he does get stuck, maybe it'll late February, around Feb 30.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get 18 early next year. Because yeah, I'm looking forward to 18 mainly for all the optimizations when it comes to particles, because that's killing me in everything I do, it seems. Anyway, that's it for both of us for 2019.
Yep. See you in the new year.
Yeah, see you guys in the new year. Thank you for listening to both of us ramble on about every single Friday fact so far, and we look forward to doing more ones next year. Alright, bye.
Bye-bye.